So the pasuk says as follows. The pasuk says, "V'ha'ish Moshe onov ma'oid mikol ha'odom asher al penei ha'adama." Says the pasuk in the Torah, describing Moshe Rabbeinu, Ish Moshe. The man Moshe was more humble than any other human being to walk the face of the world. An unbelievable thing. How the Torah calls Moshe Rabbeinu an Ish, a man. What's the pshat? So Rav Nissen Alpert explains pshat, trying to illustrate what real anova is, demonstrated by Moshe Rabbeinu. That an Ish is someone that's accomplished, someone that has success in his life. He's seen success. He's made something of himself, but yet understands where it all comes from. That it doesn't come from him, it doesn't belong to him, it doesn't even define him. That's what the Rabbeinu Shalom gave him. There was a discussion this Shabbos by many of the Choshev Bachrim in the Yeshiva Akdosha about what is worse. What is worse? A Baal Gaiva or a Baal Teiva? What's a worse midah? What's worse for a person? To be a Baal Gaiva? To be a haughty person? Or no? A Baal Teiva. Someone that's immersed in his taivas, busy doing all the things that he shouldn't be doing. So, in the writings of Rav Shimon Spitzer, he brings the Tzafnas Paneach, the end of Parshas Yisroi, who brings from his Rebbe the Heilige Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh. The Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, he writes, told us something incredible, that Gaiva is worse than Aveira. Why? Because when it comes to all other Aveiras, Chazal tell us, the Rabbeinu Shalom can dwell within the Tumah. That means even if a person is immersed in Aveiras, he's immersed in sin, the Rabbeinu Shalom can still be with him, with all of the impurity that surrounds him. The Rabbeinu Shalom goes down together with him to try to bring him up. Avada, he has to do tshuva. It's not a simple thing to do. But the Rabbeinu Shalom is never going to abandon him because of all of his Aveiras. Fakat, the Rabbeinu Shalom is with such a sinner in order to help him out of the hole that he dug himself. Not so a haughty person. Not so someone that's a Baal Gaiva. Chazal tell us, says Chazal, the Rabbeinu Shalom cannot be together in the world with someone that's a Baal Gaiva. Explains the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh. What a chizik it is, by the way, Stam, for a person that's involved in Inyoni Aveiras, that the Rabbeinu Shalom can be with you besog tumasam. Wherever the spiritual impurities that you're with and surrounding you, the Rabbeinu Shalom is always with you. But a Baal Gaiva, someone that's a Baal Gaiva, he's involved in haughtiness, the Rabbeinu Shalom can't be with you. He can't be with you. That's as I stated in Baal Shem Tov. That means that a Yid can be very weak in Yiddishkeit. It can fall, he keeps on falling again and again. It's so difficult. The Teivas, it's so hard. It's so hard. It's schlepping me in every direction. Wherever I look, whatever I do, whatever I see, everything is Teiva, everything is challenges. We spoke, in fact, Shalashidus, in the Siva Shalom, in this week's parasha, talks all about that, the opportunity that we have from that. But I'll upon him when a person falls and he realizes, I'm so low, I'm so distant. He calls out to the Rabbeinu Shalom. He understands where he's holding. He's a low, humble person because he realizes where he is. Mimela, that person, the Rabbeinu Shalom says, I'm with you. Whereas someone that sees success, not only in Gashmias, he's a successful businessman, makes a lot of money, good salesman, great business person, but also in Ruchnias. He's busy dafyomi, he's learning Musa, Shkafa, Lacha, he's busy, he's learning, he's finishing the Sechta, Shas, wow, unbelievable. Baal Gaiva, look at me, look what I've done. The Rebbeinu Shalom can't be with you. It doesn't work. So I'll tell you a Loshen, in the Sefer Pri Chaim, on Masechtas Ovos, Perek Daled, Mishnah Daled. And he says again, he quotes the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, that the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh would be Mekarev, the greatest sinners. He'd be Mekarev, the greatest Balei Aveira, on the condition that they were not Balei Gaiva. as long as they weren't Balei Gaiva, as long as they understood where they were holding and what they were doing, fine, they're Balei Teiva. In a Chanami, we all have Teivas, we all fall, Balei Teiva. But recognize where you are, recognize the level that you're on. And the Baal Shem Tov would be Makarev all of the greatest sinners in the generation as long as they were not haughty. But he would push away even the greatest B'nai Torah if they were Balei Gaiva. That's the Baal Shem Tov HaKodesh. He would push them away. The Balei Gaiva? No. If you don't know where you're holding and you think you're holding somewhere that you're not, that's a Gefelach HaMatzav. So just to mention, this idea that again was debated in Yeshiva, Baal Gaiva, Baal Teiva, there's no shaila. The Baal Shem Tov HaKodesh, and again, rayas that a Baal Gaiva is a way worse situation because a person thinks that he's everything, doesn't understand his level where he's holding. A Baal Teiva is a Baal Teiva. He recognizes, I do have areas, what can I do? I fall, I shouldn't, I don't want to, I want to get back, I'm trying, but I realize where I am. The Rebbeinu Shalom could be with you beside Tumasam. Whereas a Baal Gaiva, the Rebbeinu Shalom can't be with you. Why? Why is it so bad? What's so bad about being a Baal Gaiva? So a Baal Gaiva, some person says, no, I'm a Baal Gaiva. It's not a nice thing to do. I get that. I think everybody understands. It's not good to be a Baal Gaiva. I get it. Say no. It's also not good to be a jealous person. It's also not good to be every Nida Lamaisa is not good. So this is another one that's not good. Why is this not like the worst? In fact, the Mishnah Pirkei Avos, Perik Dalet Mishnah Dalet, right? Ma'oid. By the way, where else do we find that? Ma'oid. Have a shval ruach. Right? You've got to be a person that's a low person. Not again low, in the sense of not understanding who you are and your worth. Right? The Pri Tzaddik brings, or Tzaddik HaKohen famously says, that everybody has to know their chesronos. Everybody has to know what we can't do, what we're not doing properly. We have to know our chesronos. But oy vavoy says Reb Tzaddik HaKohen, a yid that doesn't know his milas. He doesn't know where he is holding, what he can do, how much he can accomplish. That we have to know. When we say a person is an onov, it doesn't mean that he thinks he's a nothing. Moshe Rabbeinu understood very clearly who he was, and he brought down Torah to Klal Yisrael. He understood who he was. Reb Chaim Kanievsky Zatzal understood that he was the Gadol Hador. It wasn't a shaila by him. He knew he was the Gadol Hador. Just, he knew where it came from. Moshe Rabbeinu understood where it all came from. Zog the Rav on the Mishnah Pirkei Avos. Normally we say the middle path is always the good one. You know, in the Orchas Tzadikim, for example, in the Akdama, he brings, the Rambam says it quite clearly as well, that always the middle is good. Like every midah, like the middle is good. You need some, there's a bit of this and a bit of that, right? That, like the Orchas Tzadikim says in the Akdama, when it comes to like putting salt into a chicken soup, right? You need a bit of salt, but too much salt is not good. Every midah, he says, is like salt. It's like a tavlin. You need a little bit of it sometimes, right? The Maral says it, Maral of Prague says it on the Mishnah, where it says, Kina Teiva v'kovim etzina sa'odom in ha'olam. Zug the Maral, but you need a bit of them. Because if you don't know Kina Teiva v'kovim, you're not going to get anywhere in life. You need something, but it has to be the middle. When it comes to Gaiva, Zug the Rav in the Mishnah Pirkei Avos, the other side completely, go to the other side, run to the other end. Right, the Rambam says the same thing also. Hilchas Deis, Perik Aleph, Mishnah Dalet, Halacha Dalet, in the Rambam. Haderech Yeshori Himida Beinis. Everything's in the middle, the Rambam says. With the exception, V'ilu Legabe Midas Hagaiva, go to the other end, says the Rambam. It's a whole different thing. So we see clearly the idea that the Gaiva is such a terrible thing, but why? So on a very simple level, and we're going to finish in a few minutes, we don't have that much time, but Lamaisa, just on a small level, the first ani mamim that we say, or should say, or could say, or will say after davening is to believe be'emunah shalema that the Rebbeinu Shalom is everything. Everything. There is nothing else. When a person is a Baal Gaiva, what he's doing is, subconsciously, maybe not consciously, he doesn't think this way, but what he's doing is, it's me. It's not the Rebbeinu Shalom, it's me. It's me. And therefore he's basically denying ani mamim be'emunah shalema. He doesn't believe the Rebbeinu Shalom is everything, right? Humility means that a person has betochen and emunah, that he believes that everything is Hashem. Everything, every midah that he has, every incredible success that he reaches in this world is because of the Rebbeinu Shalom. I'll tell you, Mordechai Ben Ish Chai. The Ben Ish Chai brings a maisa of a yid that owned a donkey. Now, he used to use this donkey to go to the marketplace and sell different things on different days. So one day, for example, the Ben Ish Chai brings, he decided to sell beautiful smelling flowers and fragrances. So he loaded up the donkey with nice, gorgeous flowers, beautiful smelling flowers, nice fragrances. It was really, really nice. Wherever the donkey went, everyone was like, it was so nice. Everyone was looking at the donkey. It was Gavaldi. It was really nice. The donkey was feeling all proud. He comes back that night, the donkey, to the barn, and he says to all of his friends, look at me. Yeah, I go walking in the market. Look what happened. Everybody's looking at me. Everyone's smelling me. This is Gavaldik. The next day, the owner, getting the Ben Ish Chai brings the Maisa. The next day, the owner said, you know what, today we're going to sell petrol, gas, all interesting, bad smelling, horrible things. He puts it, loads up the donkey. And as the donkey walks past the market, everyone's holding their noses, everybody's running away. The donkey's like, hey, what did I do today? What's going on? He comes back today. At the end of the day, he says to his friends, the rest of them, and he's like, I don't understand. What's going on today? There must be something wrong with me. Zug the Ben Ish Chai, a murdiki aside. A person can have all the greatest strengths. He can have the greatest looks, the greatest money, the greatest milers, and he have to realize that they are all gifts that the Rabbeinu Shalom placed on his back. That's all. They're gifts that the Rabbeinu Shalom placed on your back. That's what we have to realize. There's a murdik chidah. The chidah brings down that if someone has anova, humility, then ayin hora, the evil eye, will not dominate him. And he brings a raya from the word anova, right? The gematria is 131, which is one more than ayin, which is 130. Zuk the chidah, anova helps a person overcome the ayin horror. And we'll end Rabbi said with one last thing, and that is like this. The Ben Ish Chai once again has a drosha on Shabbos HaGadol. And the Ben Ish Chai brings the drosha like this. He says a story of a very poor fellow. This fellow was such a poor guy, Pasha couldn't make ends meet, couldn't bring home anything for his mishpacha. So he says to his wife and children, he says, listen, you know what, it's too difficult, I can't do this anymore. I heard that far away, there's a job as a baker, and you go over there for 6 to 8 months, I'm going to make good money, I'm going to come back in Be'ez Hashem 6 to 8 months, wads of cash, we'll be able to support the mishpacha. And the wife and kids bed farewell, as they did in those days. They used to travel for a long time, so it was normal, and he went away to become a baker. And on the way back, after about 8 months of working, he's got all the money, he's excited to go meet his family, to tell them, look, I made money, I was successful. He hears the words, hands up or I'll shoot. He looks behind him, he sees a bandit over there, he's got a gun in his hand. He says, no, you don't understand. This is all the money for my family. Like, if I don't give the money to my family, you have no idea, they're going to starve, they'll be waiting 8 months for me to come home. Please, I'm begging of you, don't do this to me, there's other people on the road, you'll get them over there. No. Give me the money, put it down, or I will shoot you. So he has no choice. So what you meant to do? At least I want to see a husband that's alive, as opposed to a dead one without the money. It's okay. So he puts down the money. The bandit takes the money. And as the bandit's about to leave, he says, do me a favor. Please, if you could do me one favor. If I come home empty-handed, you know what my kids are going to say about me? You know what my wife's going to say about me? You lazy good-for-nothing. Who knows where you've been? Who knows what you've been doing? You didn't work as no baker. You didn't make any money. How could you leave us for 8 months like this? He said, I can't come home. I can't face my family this way. What am I meant to do? Do me a favor. He asks the gunner, he asks the thief, could you take my coat and could you put some bullet holes in there? So when I get home, I'll show them, look, here's the raya. Here's the raya. Mama, she was shooting from every direction. I was stopping, I was trying. The bandit thinks to himself, he says, okay, I have nothing to lose. I've got the money in my hand. Like, what do I care? So he takes off his jacket, puts it on a little twig of a tree over there. And the bandit starts shooting in different places. He says, no, I need another one by the shoulder. You put one by the shoulder. He's like, okay. And the second buttonhole also needs one as well. He puts one by the second buttonhole until eventually he saw that the bandit ran out of bullets. When he saw that the bandit ran out of bullets, he ran over, he grabbed the bag and started to run. Now the thief came running after him. Give me my money back. Give me my money back. That was the Maisa that the Ben Ish Chai brings in the Shabbos HaGadol Drosha. Reb Chaim Kanievsky Zatzal overheard his daughter telling her children this Ben Ish Chai. And when he heard the Maisa, he said, what's the Musa? What's the message? And he said, the message is that we're all these human beings like the thief. We think we have everything, it belongs to us. It's my success. It's my actions. It's my charisma. It's whatever it is that I'm good at, that I'm successful in, Ruchnis and Gashmis, that's me. So we're like the thief. We think it's mine. When everybody understands it doesn't belong to the thief, the money, he just stole it. The Rabbeinu Shalom has given us so many beautiful, incredible traits. We have to realize and recognize that everything comes from Hashem. To become that honor of Mikol Adam of Moshe Rabbeinu, and to make sure that we have the Avtocha from the Heilige Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, The Baal Shem Tov says that you could be a Baal Teiva. Obviously, you'll do tshuva, you'll try, recognize where you are, and then the Ribbono Shel Olam can live together with you. Have an amazing day.